Right, this is a quick update on the nuke that we had. It's the 20th of June now. The bees are flying. It's about 6:30 time at the moment. It's quite warm tonight. The bees are flying fairly well and bringing in pollen. I added an extra super on during the week just in case they did pop up there, so basically now we've got 2 supers on. I'm just going to have a little look inside. There were some queen cups last time but no eggs in, so I didn't bother nipping them out. I just left them just to see if they would progress and maybe even think about swarming, but if they're not looking to swarm, I'm not going to hassle them too much. Right, this is having a little look inside. There are some bees right up to the top, so they doesn't look like they're all the way into the super, but I just thought I'd have a look first. Now it looks like the bees have just started to come up into this super. Just putting some brace comb there between the bottom and top frames, so they should be still filling the frames below. Right, bearing in mind this was only a 4-frame nuke at the beginning of the season, it's doing extremely well. This is about the 5th video in the series, so on your first year, if you had the nuke of 4 frames like I did, and you came in to see all this amount of honey that's been deposited in here, then I think you would be very happy the first year. I was always told that the average of the UK is £30 of honey per hive, so you've probably got sort of like maybe 15 to 20 pound of honey in this super, so that's doing fairly well for your first year. I know some people get 80 and I know some people only get a couple of pounds, and some people never even get any honey. So when you average it out, £30 is quite reasonable. Now if you had bought this hive as a beginner and that, it would have been slightly daunting to peel off this queen excluder and go into a hive at this time of year, knowing how large it is. I've had a quick look on the excluder just to make sure the queen's there. Not there, rather. And they haven't quite pulled out to the far frames yet. There's still hope that they might eventually get to the far frames this year, but all in all they're still looking fairly healthy, and also there's all that honey there. This is the first one of the 8th frame, and the queen has been laying on here. There's some brood that hasn't quite hatched yet, and then there's some eggs in between. So have a look on there, there's room for the queen to lay on the other side. Now I can't emphasise how important it is not to jerk the frames when you're going into bees. Now I'm just going to take this next frame out. I'll try and do it one-handed so you can see it as it comes out. There we are. And there's lots of sealed brood there, a little bit of honey around the edges because they like to make a football shape, and they like to, well, we've been in a national, it does swash out like a rugby ball a little bit. So I'm really pleased with this so far. I'll go through and see if there's any queen cups and see if they're laying in the queen cups. If not, I'll put it all back together and leave it for another week. Right, another sheet of sealed brood there, and there you are, there's a queen cup developing on the side there, but there's no eggs in it, so I'll go in another couple of frames. If I find the same again, I won't even bother going into the other half of the bees. I'll just leave them as so. But if you're a novice and that, and you want to go all the way through, then that's up to you and that. But I'm quite confident that they would be matching the first half up with the second half. And this is the next frame, another solid sheet of brood ready to be hatching sometime soon, and hopefully will add to the second frame. There is a queen cup I did notice somewhere there, but there's nothing inside it, so I'm quite happy leaving these bees for another week. On this frame here you can see they're really trying to make a little bit of an effort, but there's nothing in them so far. I'm going to leave them. I'm quite happy that they'll be still in this hive, and if the honey flow comes in and these bees hatch out, then I don't think they're going to bother swarming this year.